Okay, WIM now 2440. Okay, so maybe King's Engine, something I know of course quite well. Pets, main line, no, okay. So I'm going to play for an A6 B5 plan as a surprise kind of weapon. Okay, if I just go for central control with E5 now, let's try and parry this flank attack, try and use the E file post-mortem recently of the game where it turned out that the E file is actually a good way of getting to the white king here if white's pursuing this H file attack. I try and open up the position. Maybe I've got knight C5 now, queen A5, bit of counterplay, queen B4. So queen A5, maybe B5 looks good for counterplay. With queen D2 there's knight B3 using pawn things, so there's a bit of pressure with this knight on C5 demonstrated already. So queen D2, knight B3. Otherwise B5, this diagonal might be good as well. Knight B3! Just fell for knight B3. Whoa! Okay, it's not the end of the world though. Bishop H6, my king's still getting butchered, isn't it? So I can't count any chickens yet at all. Knight G4 stops Bishop H6s though. So Knight E4 doesn't do anything. Takes F5, that's hopeless. Knight G4. I have to waste time with, say, F3, but then there's F6. And then maybe, you know, taking is no good because FG. And maybe even Rook F1s. So I don't know. Knight G4 to stop the butchering with Bishop H6, and then play F6. There's Bishop E7. Oh, I'm tempted. Bishop E7. I could sack the exchange there. Bishop D7. Is this going to be a real butchering? I don't really want to underestimate my king safety. I think I'd rather lose D6 or F8 than my king. There is going to be butchering, so I'm thinking about this quite quickly. Knight G4, Bishop E7, just Rook E8. Okay, let's just go for that. So I'm just trying to stop Bishop H6. So F3, F6, rather cheeky. Bishop H4, there's Knight H6, cheeky again. King safety is better than the line with Bishop H6. Also, I'm getting Bishop D7. How do I get to her king? So, okay, I'll just sack the D6. It's fine. Distract the bishop away from Bishop H6s. Okay. There's A5 and Rook A6. A5, A4. Bishop D7, A5. If F3, there's Knight F6. So how do I quickly get some counterplay here? What about just B5, B4, and Bishop B5? I've got to develop the queen side, so maybe just Bishop D7. Is Bishop D7 any good? And then Rook C8. Bishop D7, B5. I'll go for that. Bishop D7, B5, A5. I think the C file is a trump card here. So, on that note, B5. Also, Bishop H6 is if the rook's not covering that. So, if castle's Bishop H6, maybe. So, B4. I don't know about B4 here. B4. We'll just. No, she just takes. I'll kick the knight back. So knight H5 to F4. Try and open up this bishop on this diagonal. Knight H5 to F4. I'm getting, I don't know, B4. Again, the king side assault. Okay, B4. Try and get some counterplay going. Bishop takes B4. A5. Is it worth opening these lines or just A5? Trapping my queen almost. A5 and B4. So the knight goes back. Knight H5, rook H5. Alright, I'm just going to go for this. Try bishop A3 to trap my queen as well. Whoa. Okay, so is it B4 time? My queen's getting trapped. And there's bishop B5. There's bishop G4. What am I doing with this queen? Queen A2. So knight A4 I can take and take on A4. Knight moves somewhere else. Queen's almost trapped. Got that square, thankfully. Now I can take on C3, thankfully. Attacking the queen. This is looking good. I've got an escape square. No, I haven't got an escape square. So I have to give up the queen. Fantastic. Oh, after all that, I just lost my queen. There's no escape square, is there? Right, queenside play. I'll keep hold of E5 for a moment. Maybe rook B8 and A4. Oh no, why did I want to lose the exchange? No, ouch. Oh, and then there's a big pass to A pawn. I've messed up. Ouch. Okay, just hold on a sec. Bishop F8. And there's Queen C7, it's all falling to bits. Or is it? Hold on a sec. Bishop C5 to D4. Bishop C5 to D4. Get the pieces in the centre. Maybe play for F5. F5. Knight G5, Knight F8. Let's get the knight to F4 with G5. Knight F8 to G6 to F4 and try and get the rook. King G7, rook H8. Although the pawn's probably queening in the meantime. Ah, that's a shame. There's no time for this. It's going to be Queen A8. Ouch. This is Bishop F2 here. Knight takes D3. I could just allow another queen. That's Knight takes D3. So she gets another queen. Big deal. Knight takes D3. I'm not going to get a chance for this rook H8, am I, or anything? Nothing's happening here. It's gone. What? Queen A8 is just winning, isn't it? Go two queens down. Carry on the attack. I don't see the attack though. It's gone. That's a shame, isn't it? I'll resign that. Oh, that was so good for a while. So exciting. I really messed this up. Queen getting trapped doesn't help. This queen's already trapped after A5. The last chance to get the queen out, Queen A5, just simple stuff. If castles Queen B6, winning the bishop in fact. Ouch! Queen A5 after G4, just Queen A5. What was I thinking? I was thinking B4s all the time, and then Bishop B4. So I wanted to support B4, but it was obviously I've just trapped my queen. So she just castles queenside and wins my queen, even allowing B takes C3. Oh, and if I've actually got Queen A3, that's the ridiculous thing, because the pawn's actually shielding against A3. So even here, Queen A3 was possible, and then still with A4. So Queen A3 threatens actually bishop, pawn takes, and if knight moves, well, my queen, lives another day. Then rook C8. So this was a total disaster again to play B takes. So I've just exposed the bishop now on A3. So my queen really is trapped now. Okay, comments or questions on YouTube. Aramat, has she been quite high? Minogina. Kylie Minogue. Tamara Minogue. So Blitz is 2691, been up to 2831. And on auto pairing, she's been up to 2530. Not bad. Comments or questions on YouTube. Thanks very much.